the tragedy of a generation 106 years later. The story of the Titanic continues to resonate with people all across the world.
I'll take you center stage for Servant Stage Company's production of Titanic the musical.
The minute we arrive in America,
darling. These people thought that they were going to end up in America, a few days later, and within a matter of 2+ hours, everything was gone.
It's epic. Bring your tissues.
A tragedy for the ages. The effects felt over 100 years later.
The best and brightest, some of the most wealthy people in the world who were leaders of society were lost. And that sent shockwaves.
So many different cultures on that ship, so many different walks of life. So it really did resonate all over the world.
Built not on a love story, but history. Letters, notes, logs, gathered from the file cabinet and the wreckage.
The actual characters that you'll see on stage are represented by people who were actually alive, who were on the ship.
You're seeing a tragic event happen through first class, second class, third class, crew, staff, officers, and experiencing it all in real time.
Once that hits, there's more of an emotional impact. You see all these individual stories and these vignettes of these people that existed, and every single person on that stage that's playing a different character has a different reason why they're on that ship.
And because it's history, a hard lesson learned in the thousands lost, now on the stage to continue the tale.
We're all immigrants, right? So we all came here, at some point our families came here to America. And I think that there's a humanity story to this where, everyone had a different struggle. Everyone was there for a different reason.
Love those people that are in your life because that's the thing that's going to matter most.
And joining me this morning is Jonathan Bauer, Executive Director here of Servant Stage Company over in Lancaster County. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me here. Now, as I mentioned in that story, but I want to reiterate because I think it's very important, the popularity of the James Cameron film, this is not that. This is not that.
That's right. The Broadway musical is very different from the film in that it's much more historically accurate.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Jack and Rose. All of the characters in the musical are actual historical people.
So it's some good stuff there. And I mean, a 5-time Tony Award winner back in 1997 as well. No worrying about what doors that people fit on and everything else like that. But I mean, the notes, the logs, everything found in the wreckage, that was just so important to tell that story as well.
Yes.
Good stuff there. All right, first of all, tell us a little bit about why you think this show, this production, continues to stand the test of time based off of that tragedy.
Sure. Well, the tragedy really affected the entire world. So many thousands of people from across the world. I mean, the ship was sailing from Europe to New York, but I think that's why we have so many books about it, and the musical and the film and the museums across the world as well. Just that it had such a far-reaching impact.
Now, your director of the production, Wally Calderon, whenever we interviewed him as well, he said this was on you two's bucket lists. Tell me why.
Yeah. It's a beautiful show. We have a tagline that we want our shows to inspire, to educate, to challenge, and to entertain. And this show really covered all of those bases. I think people will be inspired and challenged and educated just to learn the true stories and how all of these men and women and children dealt with that tragedy.
We just mentioned, your mantra, your motto here for Servant Stage Company. How do you think you guys really stand out within the theater community here in Central PA?
What makes us unique is our whole mission is to serve by making the shows accessible to everyone.
Right.
I love, this whole region has so many amazing theaters, so much incredible talent, but we kind of learned that there's a lot of people that don't have access to it, either because it's too expensive or mobility issues, they can't get out. So that's kind of why we started, is to make theater accessible to everyone. We do all of our shows as pay what you will.
Ideally, as the executive director of the company, I mean, I know that we want audiences to think for themselves and leave everything that they do up to their own interpretation for what they take away. But ideally, what would you like the audience to be feeling whenever they leave?
Well, I think the challenge with this show is just that it's such an epic scale. So we're thankful to be partnering with Lancaster Bible College to be able to bring this production to a whole new level. I think people will be moved by the beauty of the music, the orchestrations, but just to see 67 actors up there on that stage pouring their hearts out.
Right.
I think that's what will really inspire.
This is the last weekend of the show?
It is.
Greg, so tell people where
Yep.
they can find more information.
Yep, servantstagecompany.com, our website. You can find all of the information there. Yeah, and lots more information about other upcoming shows as
And we'll
well.
have links to that all on our website as well on fox43.com. Jonathan, thank you for joining me here this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.